pretty sure you guys knew this game would come up eventually. Most of the weapons in Fallout 3 are weapons of precision and direct damage, like a super sledge is used to turn someone's head into confetti. In this video, we will find out, can you beat Fallout 3 with only explosives? The rules are simple. I can only use explosives for any form of combat. Since Fallout 3 doesn't have any hardcore or survival difficulty, to make things a little more painful and challenging, I'm limiting myself to only using food, drinks, and sleeping to heal whenever I make a Fallout 3 challenge. I start off with my screen immediately blinding me. I don't put much effort into my character, but for special points, I have 10 points into precision for explosives, 10 points into endurance for health, 10 points into intelligence for skill points, and finally 7 points into agility for action points. On my birthday, I must have wished to experience being flashbanged. I technically immediately failed the challenge, killing a radroach with a BB gun, because the game doesn't leave you much of a choice. When selecting my 3 skills, I went with explosives because, did you see the title of this video? I also went with science and lockpick to maybe allow myself into containers with more explosives if I need to. I once again had my retinas vaporized and immediately turned difficulty to very hard. While escaping, I promised Butch I'd save his mom, to then only watch her slowly die. While avoiding all of the guards, I used my science to hack into the Overseer's terminal and finally escape the vault. Leveling up, I put my points to explosives and science and putting a perk point into Swift Learner. Starting off strong, I found 3 frag mines in my first container and immediately was ready to put them into good use. Silver has an oddly calm conversation with me with a live nade right beneath her feet. Fortunately, she won't be needing her legs where she will be going. While paying a visit to Megaton, I bought some more nades from Moira and bought as much food and drinks as possible for heals. I disarmed the Adam's toy of instant death for some easy XP. Leveling up, I put an equal amount of points into explosives, lockpick and science, and another perk point into Swift Learner. Collecting frag mines at the minefield, I briefly forgot cars can explode, and for that, it crippled my whole right side. I briefly got to experience the view of being 5'9", since the concrete ate my entire lower half. I drank some water that probably tasted like acid to restore my health, and eventually convinced Colin to tell me where my dad was for 100 caps. Going through the subway tunnel, I turned on the gas leak, left the little present at the gate, and watched the room turn into a giant fireball in absolute chaos. I spent most of the time running and sneaking through the tunnel, only blowing things up to bits when I got a little bored and just wanted to see some violence. I met up with the Brotherhood of Steel, used my last remaining frag mines to be led to disappointment because it didn't even kill him. Arriving at Galaxy News, Paladin Vargas and the Behemoth apparently had some unfinished beef. The Behemoth would rush Vargas, beat him to unconsciousness, run, hide, wait for him to wake up to beat him to unconscious again, then rinse and repeat. Paladin Lines got a little too close and also received the Vargas special. After 15 minutes of abuse against Vargas, they finally took down the Behemoth, and when you look at that, he had more toys for me to play with. I spoke with 3 Dog, leveled up, and put points to Science and Repair, and a perk point into Educator for some more skill points. Making my way through even more subway tunnels to retrieve the radio dish, I ran out of healing supplies trying to just simply run past all the raiders and ultimately died. So, on the next attempt, I decided to celebrate Christmas early and slide presents inside a couple of raiders' pants, resulting in them crippling half my limbs with their Christmas joy. One of them was so happy about the present she expressed her joy out loud.
Holy shit! Oh!
I continued to spread their Christmas joy until the joy eventually caught up to me as well. One of the raiders went and pretty much told Death, "Nuh-uh," and took an explosion with no problem. So, I pranked her by having her trip over a mine. Escaping through the subway tunnel, I found myself with no food or drinks to heal myself or any explosive left to defend myself. I ended up dying a lot more times than I'd care to admit, trying to make it to the building I needed to. Eventually making it inside, there was even more problems inside to cause me bodily harm. Fortunately, I found a stealth boy I could use to sneak past some of the super mutants at the front entrance. After a couple of attempts trying to just run for the radio dish, quickly realizing that's not going to work, I resorted to stealth again, and I could swear this super mutant saw me and left me there, feeling pity for me. I finally managed to grab the radio dish, took a long-deserved nap in the monument, and repaired the radio relay. Making my way back to Three Dog, I witnessed Rebel give birth to a super mutant, talked to Three Dog, who led me to Medicine Lee over at River City, and finally decided to restock on all my supplies while I was there. I make my way back to Megaton to talk with Moira after learning I could get a bottle cap mine schematic from her minefield quest, but before that, I had to take care of a few raiders at the Super Duper Market and gather some food there. Then I traveled back to the minefield to reach the playground, gave Moira the frag mine, and finally had the bottle cap schematic. I traveled back to the minefield one last time to take care of my home state and collect any leftover frag mines. While there, I also collected a few lunchboxes for bottle cap mines. Collecting any extra explosives along the way to Jefferson Memorial, I met my new favorite merchant. And that very same merchant got even more points taking out all the super mutants outside Jefferson Memorial. Inside Jefferson Memorial, I already knew I had to clear this place out and decided to clear out the way to the purifier to save some time later. Getting riddled with bullet holes and needing to heal, I accidentally used a stim pack spamming my food and drinks to heal. I thought about reloading to the last save point, but decided against it because the main challenge of this video is using explosives. Only using food and drinks to heal is just a side challenge of mine due to there not being any survival/hardcore difficulty. If you disagree, you're more than welcome to dislike the video. This is the only time this ever happened and will show my stats at the end of the challenge to prove it. Continuing deeper to the memorial and drinking some nasty water, I used the last of my explosives to take out 2 more super mutants before having to travel back to River City to buy, craft, and even steal more explosives. Traveling back, I took out the remaining super mutants patrolling the purifier, drank some more acid water, and then made my way to Vault 112 to save my dad. I entered the simulation, leveling up to 7, and put all my points to Sneak and another perk point into Demolition Expert. I activate the Chinese invasion and finally reunite with my dad. My dad convinced everyone to continue Project Purifier. I was stocking a bunch of food and drinks for healing, and, in good parenting fashion, he sent his only son alone to deal with the remaining super mutants. I don't know why, but I thought it was a good idea to use a bottle cap mine at point blank range to kill a super mutant. Next attempt, I decide not to do that and throw nades at a safer distance. Clearing the basement wasn't too hard. It was making sure I used my explosive efficiently so I didn't run out halfway through clearing the area that made me worried. Clearing the Jefferson Memorial and trying to activate Project Purifier, we got a surprise visit from the Enclave. I lost my dad, again, and I had to escape through the sewer tunnels. Fallout 3 sure does love its tunnels. Lee told me that someone had a heart condition and wouldn't leave without him, and then immediately convinced her to leave without him. I eventually make it to the Brotherhood checkpoint, but not without bringing a bunch of friends with me. We make it to the Citadel and inform Elder of what happened at Jefferson Memorial. I resupply and I start making my way to the little camplight. On my way there, I ran into a Yogwai that really liked the taste of metal apparently, tried looting a truck for some supplies, but blew up and killed me. I got chased by a Yogwai again, but luckily climbed some rocks to make it lose interest. Arriving at Little Camplight, I expected to have to run an errand for Little Camplight to get inside, but I guess I had the luck of God and passed a 5% speech check. While there, I couldn't help to fill my stomach with more acid water. I ran through Murder Pass to save as much explosive as possible, and arriving at the vault, I fought my way through a bunch of super mutants, and finally got to use my nuke grenade and frags to take out 2 super mutant masters. Getting close to the GEC, I found myself out of healing supplies and running low on explosives, causing my death more than once. I eventually take out the super mutants and sneak past a Centaur to finally reach Fox. Getting tired of sneaking past the Centaur, I used my last nade to dispose of him. I finally found a way to heal, I freed Fox, and followed him through the vault, and had him kill the super mutants up ahead. He got me the GEC, and then I got kidnapped by the Enclave. Eventually being released from my restraints, I leveled up to 12 and put all my points to speech and got the Cannibal perk to have a solid way of healing. All I did was run past the Enclave soldiers till I made it to the President and then convinced him to self-destruct and hand me the FEV virus. While continuing onward, I found some boxes containing powerful grenades to help me through the final battle coming soon, and then took out the final 2 soldiers guarding the exit to freedom. Before leaving though, I fed on the corpses of the dead soldiers and whatever food and drinks I had left to heal to an acceptable level, and they got the perfect view of the Enclave base self-destructing that kinda looked like a scene out of a Michael Bay movie. I reported back to the Citadel to get ready for the final battle of Jefferson Memorial, but before any of that, I had to resupply myself with plenty of healing and explosives. After visiting all the stores I could think of, and saving a lot of the nades I had collected at the Enclave base, I found myself going into the final battle with 1 battle cap mine, 12 frag grenades, 5 frag mines, 1 nuke nade, 8 plasma nades, 10 plasma mines, and 1 pulse nade. For a while, I thought about whether to allow plasma and pulse-based explosives, but since the game still classifies them as explosives and not energy, I guess they still count as being valid for the run. I found myself passing by Fox, Paladin Vargas still can't catch a break and falls unconscious some more, and saw Fox again, showing up for the last fight into Jefferson Memorial. He quite literally died in the first few seconds into the fight. My best guess is Liberty Prime blasted him, mistaking him for an enemy. Inside the Jefferson Memorial, I found myself way too overprepared, but I guess I can't complain. Taking care of every single soldier, 1 nade at a time, I confronted and swiftly dealt with Colonel Autumn and his goons. I found myself soft locked because for whatever reason, Paladin Lines didn't follow me inside. So, reloading a save, I went through the soldiers and Colonel Autumn once more, and thankfully Lines followed me inside this time. And, just like I promised, I showed my stats to show that I didn't use any stim packs except the one I accidentally used, stuffing my face of course. I activated the codes to the purifier and completed the game using only explosives. That'll be the end of the challenge video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you guys have any ideas for a challenge in the future, leave them in the comments. I plan to try and upload every week or every other week, and I hope to see you all in the next video.